Hi everyone and welcome to another episode of Smith Street 86. I'm Mitch and we have Jordan back in the studio.
I have returned. Whee!
Unfortunately, she lost Australia's Next Top Model by a landslide.
Yeah, it was a lot of votes that weren't for me.
But we love you, Jordan, and we think you should have won.
Thank you so much. I think about that every day. It helps me sleep. We've got an epic episode lined up for you all today.
First up, our friends down at the 3D Printer Superstore in Collingwood have printed off another mystery object for us to guess.
Woo!
So let's check that out.
And as always, we'll be coming back to it throughout the episode so you can play along at home.
Here we go.
Okay, I think that it is nothing. What if it's real meta? What if they actually print out nothing today for us?
Oh, interesting. I think it's a Monopoly house.
What?
Can't you see
I
that?
can't see that far. But then again, I have terrible vision and
true.
hindsight.
That's probably why you lost Australia's Next Top Model.
I mean, we'll get back to that.
Now, let's go over to the Queen Victoria Market to find out why it's such a great place to shop and visit when we're in Melbourne.
It's so much fun.
Queen Victoria Market is Melbourne's fresh produce and fashion market. But why do so many people shop here and why is it so popular?
Victoria Market is a long time history in the Melbourne, okay? So all the tourists, they come here and they look at the shop and they see what's going on, what kind of meat people selling and what the service here. So that's why they attract a lot of customers come to this market. And special here, we are selling a full range of beef, pork and lamb and at the wholesale price for the retail people, you know. So we retail the product at wholesale price. So we're making everyone very happy and we got a good service, always smiling. So that's why we attract the customer here.
Queen Victoria Market has some of the best groceries, fashion and fruit and veggies that Melbourne has to offer.
There's a lot of variety in the market. You can pretty much find everything in the market that you find overseas. Everything you would want when it comes to fashion, clothing. You know, we sell hats and accessories, and we're always in season, so we sell a lot of fashion. So we have all the latest fashion pretty much that we sell. And when it comes to food, there's a lot of variety in food, which you probably find from around the world. Has it changed? I don't know. When I was younger, there used to be a lot more people, I have to admit. It's not as busy as what it used to be. When I was a kid, there weren't many places to go to shop. But now there's a lot more places to shop. The market still attracts a lot of tourists. So you still get a lot of tourists that come here and a lot of interstate people that I deal with too. So that's where you see most of the, if you see a few people, they're usually from interstate or overseas.
Customers shop here not because it's just an old market still operating, but because of what it has to offer, and the market shows locals and tourists about what Melbourne has to offer. Melbourne is a great place to visit here in Australia, and the Queen Victoria Market is just a sample of what is in Melbourne and what it has to offer.
I love the Queen Victoria Market. It's always a really nice place to take people who are from other places.
And I love those Spanish donuts from the Spanish
Oh
donut
my
van.
God, yes! And the hot jam donuts outside the
Delicious.
thing. And of course
Amazing.
there's other things there like chickens and clothes and stuff that's cool. It's time for this week's top 10. And this week, the 10 is the top 10 strangest laws. I'm excited for this one because I feel like I've... Yeah.
All right, number 10. Only a qualified electrician is supposed to change a light bulb in Victoria. Number 9. Milan requires that citizens must smile at all times or face a fine.
Are you kidding me?
In Florida, it is illegal to pass wind in a public place after 6 p.m. on Thursdays.
I'd be fine.
Number 7. In England, it is illegal to die in the House of Parliament. Number 6. In Oklahoma, it is against the law to have a sleeping donkey in your bathtub after 7 p.m.
Yeah, it would be.
Number
Makes sense.
5. In Canada, by law, 1 out of every 5 songs on the radio must be sung by a Canadian.
I like that. That's
nice.
cool, yeah.
Number 4. Since 2009, it is illegal to be overweight in Japan, the country that brought us sumo wrestling.
Oh, yes, but also sushi, which is, low GI. Go on.
Number 3. Flushing the toilet in an apartment is illegal after 10 p.m. in Switzerland.
Okay, I get that.
Number 2. In Chicago, it is against the law to eat in a place that's on fire. Understandable. Number 1. Running out of petrol is illegal on Germany's Autobahn, and so is walking along it.
Yeah, well, because you'll get killed. That makes sense.
Hooray!
Wow! I feel like I'd be in prison for a lot of, especially the light bulb changing one. Who knew that?
Hell yes.
And farting. Anyway,
Now it's time for a quick life hack, and we'll see you right after the break.
see you soon.
Welcome back to the show. Jordan, what do you say we check up on the 3D printer?
I think that's a really good idea.
Let's see
Obviously.
how far it's progressed.
Okay, let's have a look. I think it's a frog.
I think it's a boat.
It could be a leaf.
It's definitely a boat.
Is it a tree?
It's a boat.
It could be a tree. Perhaps a tree.
It's green this time.
What kind of tree would it be, though? Maybe a willow or
Christmas.
a Christmas tree. That'd be nice. Or perhaps a bush.
A bush.
Just a bush.
A
Just
mighty
a classic bush. Speaking of the bush, it's time to see what the Chat Pack crew have been up to in the streets of Melbourne. And this time they're asking the question, where do you go shopping?
Splashback. We're talking to people about where you do your grocery shopping. Now, where do you normally get your groceries from?
Safeway and Aldi.
Safeway out of Vermont, I live in Mitcham out in the eastern suburbs. So
Fruit and veg factory outlet near where I live in Blackburn, so that's where I go do most of my shopping. Otherwise, I just pop into the local IGA or Woolies for...
Also IGA.
IGA?
Yeah.
Is that a new one, is it?
No, it's been there for years. We go there quite a bit too. Big market.
Big market, that's straight to the market.
Yeah.
You ever find yourself in Coles or Woolies or the big supermarket brands?
In the unfortunate situation, I do.
Safeway?
Yeah, it's because it's more convenient. You got everything over there, plus you don't have to think too much about it.
Coles, generally, if I can find a Coles, I go to Coles. If I can find a Woolies, I go to Woolies.
Oh, so it's wherever.
It's convenient.
Straight convenient for you. Being in at the market, what's the plus side to shopping at the market?
Oh, veggies better.
Closer to my house as well, and it's easy access. That's why.
Nice, but easy access, that's great.
It's probably more of a last resort, 10 o'clock sort of, I'm a bit hungry for something, get a couple of cookies or something.
Are you a one-shop kind of guy, or do you kind of go back there, back and forth a few times in the week?
Actually, I do a couple of times grocery in a week.
I try and make it a one-time shop. Yeah.
Does it always work out for you?
No.
No.
Never.
I'd rather do a minimum shopping and go everything fresh.
yeah, otherwise I forget things, as most people do, but I get into trouble when I get back. But yeah, I try and remember that the shopping list is the way to go.
Okay. Is there anything on your shopping list you always seem to forget when you're at the supermarket?
Well, milk, when I get back and there's no milk, I'm going to go back.
That's an important one, isn't it?
It is important.
The main thing I went for, usually if I go shopping for milk, I come back with clothes.
Frozen pizza or something.
Yeah. Yep.
Pizza.
It's always the milk.
You shop everything and you go back home. Oh, I wish I could add something to this. Like, oh, I'll remember next time.
Where do you like to go shopping, Jordan?
Well, I do my big shop at like Woolworths, but then I like to get bits and bobs from random places, like little grocery stores, little locals. But I also like shopping for clothes at like nice little boutique places. Where do you shop?
I'm similar. I like Woolies and Big W and Coles. They're my main points.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I don't usually go shopping in real life. I like to do it online.
Oh, right.
I'm a bit of a
You're an
cheeky online shopper.
See, I like to go wandering and then I'll find something. I rarely go shopping. Anyway, that's enough about me. More about you. What do you have to say about it?
Well, I feel like it's time to go to our local cafe on Smith Street, which we use constantly.
We do.
For our coffees. Milk Jam. Let's have a look at a package about Milk Jam.
Jam with the milk.
Melbourne is home to some great cafes and diners. But why are cafes and diners a great place to visit in Melbourne?
I think for me the positive aspects of the cafe would be that it's family owned and we bake everything on premises, or the bread or the pastries you can see, or the cakes. We take a lot of pride in our coffee as well, which is very important in Melbourne. And I also think it's a fairly quintessential cafe for Melbourne. It's fairly classic of the style that you find here, so it's one of the reasons why people tend to come, I think. Yeah. Well, one of the main reasons I like working here is the atmosphere, really. It's a very friendly atmosphere, and there's really not that much stress, which is really nice. And of course, being around all this awesome food's another plus. One thing I really like about Melbourne, I guess, is the culture, and generally find it's a bit of a friendlier city than a lot of other places around the country. And I'm a big coffee fan. I am a barista, so this city is definitely the city for me.
What is so fascinating about bakeries and cafes in Melbourne, and why do so many people go to them?
Well, as a local's perspective, I think it's one of the best places to be living at the moment. There's so much culture, and there's a great vibe to this area, especially in this Fitzroy, Collingwood area that we're located in. A lot of people come in for the trendy suburb of Fitzroy, and there's lots to offer. And it's just a wonderful, I think, a very wonderful place to visit. When they come into this shop, they obviously get the feel for the area, which is the Fitzroy Collingwood area, but I also think that they also reminisce of the stuff that they might have at home. For example, the beautiful sweets that we offer here is very European, and a lot of the sweets that you see in our store you would find in the beautiful patisseries in France and in Italy as well. So that's why I think people come here, because they can see that we hand make these quality items every day and they appreciate it.
We're joined now by Connie from Milk Jam. Connie, how are you going?
Hello, I'm well, thank you.
Oh, that's good. So tell us a little bit more about Milk Jam, about the cafe that it is now and what it was before.
Yes, Milk Jam is a bakery in Smith Street, and a lot of the locals come down for fresh produce, and we make beautiful coffee and donuts. So they come for that.
Yeah, I've been there. I've tried your amazing coffee, and there's always some really lovely locals and stuff around there. Do you have a lot of sort of regulars that come in?
Yeah, sure. A lot of the local residents come in, but we also get a lot of other people that pass through the area as well, because we're well known for our donuts and coffee.
Yeah, people got to stop by for a Nutella donut. I understand.
They do too. They're all the rage at the moment.
Yeah, so they're all fresh baked every morning?
Yes, we bake everything there daily, fresh. So everything on the premises is baked there.
Is that what makes you unique, you think, amongst all the cafes on Smith Street and around there?
I think so, because our produce is there made on location and not bought in. So I think people appreciate that.
Yeah, they enjoy the freshness and all that.
That's right.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming in and having a chat, Connie.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
No worries. We're going to go to a quick ad break now, but we'll be back so soon. Thanks, guys. Hi, and welcome back to Smith Street 86. Now, before we get started, I think it's time to check up on our 3D printer. Okay, could be a philanthropist or an entrepreneur.
It's a cup.
I think it's a philosopher.
It's a cup with a fish in it.
I think it's a seagull who's lost his way.
You are so obsessed with seagulls. I don't get it.
I'm not obsessed with them. I just think about them a lot.
Well, now it's time for our Tales from the Tram story. Let's have a look.
I was on the train home from the city after school. I had music playing in my ears and was only a few stations away from the one I boarded. A male in a snapback, hat and hoodie steps onto my train and starts freestyling, so I pull out my phone and I sit on my lap. This had me laughing because it was funny. The male kept on rapping until I got to my stop near my home, and he walked off the train and even onto the platform. He was still busting out rhymes, and he got a large crowd on the platform that was cheering for him and that liked his rapping. It was a train trip that was unusually strange, but also funny.
If you have your own story about catching public transport and weird stuff happening, please send it to us via our Facebook or Twitter page. We love hearing about it.
Next up, we have a story on hot air ballooning over Melbourne, something I've always wanted to do, if only it was a form of public transport.
Oh, imagine that. We'd all be broke.
So cool.
Let's check it out.
Those views.
Seen Melbourne like that. That's
Stunning.
cool. I want to go on a hot air balloon.
Just beautiful.
Yeah.
Now I think we should check back with the 3D printer.
All right.
You might be feeling a bit lonely right now. Before we do the big reveal of the object.
Yes, let's have a looky look.
One last guess.
Okay, I think it is a cat of some variety, or perhaps a...
I'm going to go with like a monkey.
Maybe it's a cigarette.
It's very animalistic though.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll try and figure it out. Oh! Look what it is!
Oh my God, Jordan, you've changed.
Thank you. My face is too big for it.
It's a beautiful green mask.
Or a hat.
What do they remind? It reminds
Or
me
a knee
of
cap.
those Italian masks.
Oh, like the Commedia dell'arte
Yes.
stuff. Yeah, kind of like that.
Drama.
I feel like I'm in Venice. This is cool. I like that it's green. Thanks again to our friends over at the 3D Printer Superstore for letting us use their printers.
Thank you. Jordan, I think that's the end of our show once again. But if you want to keep updated until next week, follow us on Twitter and check out our Facebook.
That's about it for our show, guys. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Mitch, this is what it looked like if you had another...
Two heads.
Two heads.
I'm from Tasmania.
Every day, don't work hard, I still get paid. I get bored, ain't it great? to work every day with my suitcase, feeling like my pay. I could do better things with my day. Am I weak or am I brave? An honest man is a loyal one when dishonesty is your income. Acknowledgement means I'm not done. At least I got my holiday set for the next 5 years. I guess that's a reason to look forward. Head to work every day on crowded trains, feeling like I've been betrayed. I know myself, why don't I change? An honest man is a low one when dishonesty is your income. Acknowledgement means I'm not dumb, I'm just a f***ing gun making these suckers run. I cannot abdicate my own decisions that I make. I cannot abdicate. At least I got my holiday set for the next 5 years. I guess that's a reason to look for. At least I